What's happening, YouTube? I'm Transient, and we're playing Watcher of Realms. It's Thursday, and it's Thursday. This is a Should You Summon video. At any other time, the array of banners this weekend would be a definite summon. However, this is no ordinary weekend. So who is up this weekend on the banners? Firstly, the Crawling Dark event has started, and Falcia has returned for the third time. Tomorrow, we have a special invocation of spirits with Beatris and Beelzebub. And then, on Saturday, the ancient banner is Morrigan and Alistair. Now, all these heroes are fantastic any other time. So let's start with this. Should you summon? No, you shouldn't. At least in my mind, I don't think you should. The absolute majority of us should not summon at all this weekend in any manner. But there is obviously a slight few people who probably can. Let me explain why I think none of us should be summoning on this banner. Firstly, Falcia. Now, Falcia is a pretty decent hero. This is the third time she has been run, and she's recently received a buff, and is now a genuinely fantastic hero. Now, where would she most likely be used? In Abyss. The problem is, she only does a fraction of the damage of her closest competitors, and they are Wukong and Kagiri, who I do not have on my free-to-play account, which is why you cannot see him. But actually, if we go to the gallery, we can see him there. Wukong and Kagiri. These two heroes simply do way too much damage for her to compete. And even now, Numera exceeds her when it comes to magic damage, especially if she's in the correct comp. For example, the poison comp, if you have a Nastia and Vaughn also, then she is a ridiculous hero. In that sense, I don't think I could confidently convince anyone to pull on Falcia this weekend, considering those two options. Secondly, although Beelzebub and Beatrix are fantastic heroes, I personally don't have Beatrix. I would love her, but I don't have her. The anniversary starts next week, or at least it commences with the first thing to come in is the Halls of Illusion. But we now know that with the anniversary, this comes 3 tacticians. We know it's 3 tacticians because Fastidious just got banned from the test server for 11 days for showing us the images of the 3. I also put a video out earlier on in the week which showed a little animation of 2 of the heroes that are coming in the tactician class. Now, obviously, we have no idea how good these 3 heroes are going to be, or how powerful they're going to be, or the mechanics, or anything in general. But because we know they're so close to arriving, it does not make sense for anyone to summon on the Beatrix and Beelzebub banner, when it makes more sense to save your summons for those 3 new heroes, or at least until we find out how good they are once they're released, or the information from the test server is released for everyone to see, if it is at all. Third, Kagiri, Dahlia, and Captain Reeve. But these three limited heroes have all been scheduled to come out again soon if the dev responses are to be believed. And of all the three heroes, Kagiri is absolutely top tier. If you don't have him, or have him at A0 or A1, summoning on a Kagiri banner, or a possible Kagiri banner, is absolutely crucial, especially as he's been proven to be the number one physical damage dealer in Abyss. Now, I'm assuming he will also be the same in Abyss 2. So, Kagiri, at least at the moment, is the crown prince of damage dealing in Abyss. If he's coming, you need to have summons for him if you do not have him A5. I personally luckily have him A5, so it does not matter to me. But if you don't have him, you may want Dahlia. If you don't have Dahlia, you may want Reeve. Either way, these guys are likely to be coming. And so it makes sense to save for them, possibly, than for Falcia. As obviously I mentioned before, Falcia does not do as much damage on Abyss as Wukong or Kagiri do. So if Wukong's coming, save for Wukong. Fourth, the ancient banner this weekend is Morrigan and Alistair. Great heroes on their own. However, we already know that you do not use ancients on banners where the Lego Lord can be summoned from rares and divines. And as good as Morrigan is for the Cultist Lord, it has been suggested, or at least if I'm not mistaken in the dev insights, they basically said that Ingrid has been scheduled. And if Ingrid has been scheduled, it is likely that she might be coming this anniversary. Unless of course we get a brand new Lego Lord. But if she's scheduled, that means she's coming. And if Ingrid is coming and Morrigan is a hero you can pull from a rare, it does not make any sense to use your ancients on this banner. So for this banner, the ancient banner, you must skip. I haven't put forward all those arguments. I hope some of you can probably agree with me that we probably should be skipping this weekend. Now, I mentioned earlier that some people can summon this banner. If you have a huge amount of summons, let's say 300, 400 summons with some diamonds on the side, or you're a whale, and you do not have Falcia, then have at it. Get a copy, and then with the soul stones you can level up later if you so choose down the line. You never know, it's quite possible they may buffer again, although I think that is a little unlikely, and there might be some content that comes out where she becomes fundamental. In my main account, I quite simply do not have the summons. This is my free-to-play account. I have 3,199 diamonds and 128 crystals. That's it. That's not very much. So, plus I do not have Kagiri on this account, and I'm more inclined to save for Kagiri than Falcia, at least on my free-to-play account. On my main account, I have even less. On my main account, I have about 110 crystals and sub 1,000 diamonds. Even though I'm tempted, quite simply because I don't have it and I'm a bit of a collector, I just simply cannot afford to blow any more diamonds or crystals on the Falcia banner. Like I mentioned earlier, I have Kagiri and Wukong A5, and I have Numera and Vaughn. I do not have Nastia. So I feel, in terms of all the areas where it might be necessary, I think I'm pretty much covered on the damage stakes. So I personally cannot summon with any assurity on this banner. But to anyone who does decide to summon, I wish you all the very best of luck. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I've got a lot of stuff to do today, so I'm going to get out of your hair. So I'll just say this: whatever you do, do it well. I'm Transient, and I'm out.